Slow at the.
I was slow writing.
Little slow this morning. I am, Christine.
It's because you haven't gotten enough sleep.
8:24 on the line right now is Assemblyman Anthony Brindisi. Anthony, good morning. Thanks for coming on.
Good morning. How are you?
So, I mean, we had Rosie O'Donnell's brother talking about gay porn on the floor of the Assembly. There was another Assembly member who was getting into cracking some gay jokes yesterday. Both of those Assemblymen are gay. Deborah Glick, is that her name? The Assemblywoman from Manhattan.
Deborah Glick, yes.
She referencing this very polite radio host in Utica.
Right.
You couldn't imagine that she was talking about me, could you?
I asked her, I said, what radio show were you on in Utica? And she said, Bill Keeler.
Yeah.
You got
shocking.
a shout-out during the MMA debate on the floor of the Assembly.
I got to tell you that this could really hurt my reputation. Being nice and friendly, that's not the reputation I need.
No, for a radio host, nice and friendly doesn't work.
Not good. Well, you know what I got to tell you? I thought that, and I watched her second time that she came out on the floor. What I feel, if someone has a true belief, you can respect that. I mean, you can look and say, well, that is ridiculous, but at least you believe in something. I respect that. I guess. Yeah.
I agree to an extent, only that they have a belief, but I think a lot of their beliefs are based on misinformation. So they'll cite things. I talked about this in my speech a little bit yesterday. You know, the MMA fighters are domestic abusers,
that was a
drug
big
dealers,
issue,
and sex offenders, and all these other things. And they'll start. And actually, some of the members will actually pass out literature to us saying how these guys are just committing all kinds of atrocities. I don't see that in the sport. I see people like Matt Hamill and other people who are good citizens giving back to their communities. Yeah. Those are the MMA fighters that I see. I don't see this whole culture that they reference.
Anthony, when you spoke yesterday, I could not believe you said what you said. And you're right. You're talking about, drug dealers and people breaking the law, and you referenced the Assembly and the Senate. Just look around. I thought that was awesome.
I got some dirty looks about after I said that.
Yeah. Well, listen, Bill, though, I mean,
if the shoe fits.
Absolutely.
The shoe fits.
When you mentioned inaccuracies, because when Deborah Glick came back on, she was talking about the fighting and how it's different than boxing. And she said, in MMA, they don't use gloves when they punch. Well, that's just that's not true. That was a complete inaccuracy there.
Right. That's what they do. They spread those lies and they expect people to believe it.
Yeah.
But it's not true. And that's the thing about the head injuries. That's the one thing I can't get over, because we've given them study after study that shows sports like football or boxing or even soccer, you have more head injuries in those kinds of sports than you do in MMA, because MMA is about grappling and getting your opponent down to the ground. It's not repetitive blows to the head like boxing is.
Yeah, and with Joe Morelli as really heading the effort yesterday, it just you can tell Joe is from Utica. You can tell he has local ties here.
He definitely does. And that was one of the satisfying parts about yesterday, is actually seeing Joe be able to bring this bill to the floor and debate the bill. He's been working on this very hard since I've been in the Assembly.
Yeah.
So it's great to see him finally get this win.
All right. It is sad, though. You mentioned when you spoke yesterday, you mentioned Matt Hamill. The sad thing is that during Matt Hamill's prime, he wasn't able to fight here.
Yeah.
Which is
he could fight in his home state of Ohio, but when he moved to Utica, fought out of Utica, he could never fight in New York State, and that's sad. Now he's retired, and hopefully he's he's still satisfied that there's going to be other fighters that follow him that will be able to have that chance to fight in their home state.
All right, how quickly will all this happen? Obviously, the governor has to sign this into law. That's expected, right?
That's expected. The bill calls for 120-day periods for the Athletic Commission to develop the regulations. And that's the other thing that people don't really understand. The bill wasn't to legalize MMA. It's really just to give the Athletic Commission the authority to regulate and oversee the sport, which they're more than qualified to do.
Yeah. All right. And I'm assuming that as soon as this does get passed, UFC will move very quickly to get into Madison Square Garden.
They will. I think they had one fight scheduled, but I heard that's canceled now because it's just too close to the passage of the bill. That they had a fight on April 23rd or something like that. It's canceled. But I think you're going to see fights hopefully in early summer, late spring time period where I see this happening.
I suggested everybody go to Albany and sit in on an assembly session or a Senate session on a day like yesterday, because it was an exciting day, and some of the members were saying some interesting things and some yelling from the back. I mean, it was really kind of an exciting day.
It was Rob Ford Day in Albany.
It was Rob Ford Day at the Assembly. So
we do have a few of those days. They are fun when there's actually a debate going on like that. It is nice to see that. But those jokes, the jokes you heard in the session, I've heard those 4 or 5 times in our conference, because we've debated this within our own conference that many times. So it was like we were the warm-up act for the actual real show. For those jokes. They
tested it out on you guys. So
exactly.
All right, Anthony. Anyway, good news. We appreciate the time. Thanks.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Assemblyman Anthony Brindisi. Christine does news. Hold on. Back with Attorney Joe Habaika in here. I mean, don't you think this is ridiculous that this wasn't this hasn't been legalized here?
It's going on. I completely thought it was
everywhere
ridiculous.
Else.
Yeah, I did.
Especially for the reason that it wasn't.
The real reason was more of a union deal. The fact that UFC is non-union, and the UFC actually, what it is the UFC. The owners of UFC own casinos in Vegas that are non-union. So this was the card they were holding to try to get those employees unionized. Hold on, Christine will do news next in 2 minutes on WIBX.